Join my Discord in the description. Thank you. Yo, what's good everyone? It's Gary. Today I'm gonna show you how to make the perfect PvP build or PvE. It depends on what you want to do, but usually this is gonna be over PvP with the mods and stuff I'm gonna show you. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you, this is the thing I've been asking about a lot, and it's about my armor mods. So for every PvP build, I usually have the exact same armor mods. It depends on the guns, but it's almost the exact same it's type of armor mods, and I'll show you it. And I feel like you should copy this. This will almost always be good, unless you're doing like specific thing where you like heavy-handed or like something else where you make an orb or whatever. But this will always work and be the best for PvP in my opinion. So as we can see, I have a kinetic and a void gun on. Now this goes for everything. Make sure you're looking at the flavor of your guns, you know what I'm saying? So usually it depends on the gun, but I have double in flight. So if my gun has good AE, like this one, 37, I have double in flight, so I'll get like 60. Usually if you're on like a Titan or a Warlock and you're not jumping in air, usually I jump in air, but if you're not jumping in air, I would go 1 kinetic targeting and 1 void target. Now keep in mind, inner flight compensator is really good, and if you jump in the air, definitely use it. Right now, just go 1 kinetic and 1 void. Next, for dexterity, this is very important. I have 1 kinetic gun and 1 void gun. Now say you have like 1 low handling gun, it doesn't matter because the diminishing return is not as good as getting a handling scaler on both of the guns, because there's 2 parts of handling. It's you stowing the gun that you had before, and then you pulling out the gun that you want to pull out. You know what I'm saying? So it's a two-part puzzle that you need to get both handling scalers. So you go 1 kinetic and 1 void. This will be the fastest you can get for both your guns. Next, for unflinching, it's a very like, I don't know, I feel like people always go unflinching for primary, but like even with shotgun, I'll do 1 unflinching for both of mine. Now for boot mods, this is very important. So you definitely want holster. I usually go 2 holster or 1 holster, and then a better ready and to replace if I want only 1 holster. But holster is very important. You can use your primary more and not have to spend time reloading and be more aggressive. And you want recuperation. This mod is so good for PvP. It will give you so many clutch moments. You definitely want this mod, and this will go into the class item right now after this. So for my class item, the #1 mod you need is Reaper. This is good in every class. After you use your class ability, you literally just shoot, you get a kill, makes an orb, you can pick it up, get your health back. It's so broken. This mod is 100% always needed for PvP. Definitely just keep this mod for PvP, and honestly for PvE it's really good too. And then usually I go outreach and bomber because you know, it's just like the easiest thing. You could do a distribution, but you don't really have that much room for it, so just go outreach and bomber. I'm pretty sure that sums up all the mods. Next thing, this is going to be for getting good armor, and it's your ghost, okay? So your ghost is actually very important. Getting armor is a lot different than you would think it is if you don't know how about armor drops. So let me just open Microsoft Paint and try to show you. So armor is divided into 2 sections for Destiny 2. So I'm gonna draw a line in between the 2 sections. Okay, here are the 2 sections. There's mobility, resilience, and recovery, and then there's discipline, intellect, and strength. So say you want a high discipline spike armor, right? So you put a discipline mod on, and then if you put a discipline mod on your ghost, so I put my discipline mod on my ghost, that will make it so I will only get discipline spikes, and I won't get intellect or strength spikes. But the other thing is I will get a spike in either recovery, resilience, or mobility. So say you want recovery spikes, but you don't want resilience or mobility. All you have to do is put a recovery mod on, and you won't get spikes in these 2, but you'll get spikes in either strength. You get spikes in either strength, intellect, or there's ways to work around this with some exotic armor where they have specific spikes already, but mostly this is how it works. So for hunter, I usually go a discipline spike because I would rather have less intellect and strength, and I would rather have more spikes of recovery, resilience, and mobility. But for something like Titan, I could see you going maybe an intellect spiked because you want high intellect armor, and then you get a spike in either recovery, resilience, or mobility. For almost every class, I usually go discipline armor mod just because I want spikes in all this except for mobility. So just delete your mobility armor if you're not a hunter. That's how ghost mod works, and it's very complicated and it's hard to learn first learn. But hopefully I kind of explain it in a good way so you can learn it. Next, I'm going to show you how to make the perfect armor stats. Now, once you got your good armor, this is all my armor. Once you got your good armor, you're going to go into a website called D2 Armor Picker. I'm going to link it in the description. You're going to go into D2 Armor Picker. I'll show you. So there's a lot going on here, and I know it looks like a lot of numbers, but I'll try to show you how it works. So first, you're going to scroll all the way down. you're going to copy all these things. Now, if you're really broke, don't assume all exotic items are masterwork, and then don't assume like everything is masterwork, because if you can't masterwork it, then don't assume it. But for me, I can just masterwork everything, you know. And also make sure you have an artifice class item. If you don't have this, don't click it, and then assume every exotic has an artifice slot. This is all if you have a lot of materials, but if you don't, just don't click these. And then I do extra columns to show the wasted stats, because I like to have less wasted stats and try to optimize wasted stats. This will take a little bit of time, but it's not really that much unless you have really, really bad internet. I don't know. All right, before we start making our build, we have to do one thing, and it's recopy the stat boost selection in our subclass. So we're gonna want to go in game. Make sure you have the stat build you want on. So I go in game. I always know what I have on, but I'll show you guys. Intellect, resilience, negative discipline, and recovery. So we go in armor picker. We go intellect, resilience, negative discipline, recovery. And now we can start picking our build. So first, let me pick an exotic I have never used. Let's do frost. All right, we got frosties. Now the first stat you want to pick is always 100 recovery. I always go 100 recovery on my builds. You can go less, but I always go 100 recovery. Next, since I'm on a hunter, we go 100 mobility. There we go. And if we're gonna make this build for trials, I would go like either 80 mobility, because like going to 80 to 90 is not that big, but 70 to 80 is a really big jump. And then we go highest discipline, and we can go 40. We can go 40 resilience here, so I'll pick 40. And then strength is like literally the dump stat. You don't want strength because you have a high mobility. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now that you see that, you could see the max tiers, which are 41 max tier. This is all of the stats added up. And you can see all the mods you have to put on to do it. And then 3 artifice slots, and it's 5 wasted stats overall. As you can see, 4, it has a +2, 2, 1, it adds up to 5. Yeah, when we're putting on the build, we're gonna make sure before we put the build on, we want to go in game, and when we're in game, we're gonna have to make sure there's an open slot for every piece that's gonna pull on us. So we're gonna press W or whatever is on controller. We're gonna put our armor back in the vault just to make sure there's one slot open. There's one slot open on every slot. Go back in the armor picker. Also make sure your account is account linked, of course. And we're gonna go equip items to beta, equip items beta, and it's gonna go through all your armor, and it's gonna find the armor, and it's gonna equip it to your character, and it's actually gonna put it on. Make sure you don't have an exotic class item on, because it can't be able to drag any exotics with the exotic class item on. All right, there we go. This has a check mark. If it's a check mark, then that means it's equipped. If it doesn't have a check mark, it has an X. Make sure there's an open slot in that where it has to equip it, and then go back and equip it again. All right, now that all the armor is equipped, we see let's do artifice first. So on artifice mods, it says 3 in the mobility slot. So we're gonna go into game. We're gonna go in game, and we're gonna click 3 mobility. So mobility, this one's not artifice. We're gonna make this one artifice. This is just for to show you guys. I'll probably never use this. Mobility, and this one's already mobility, because the second one says stat increase mobility. There we go. That's all the artifice. Next, we go on to the actual armor mods, the big ones. So first, it's 1 mobility. Let's check if I have 1 mobility. I usually like to go down my armor to make it really nice, and I don't have to mix it all up. And then we got 3 recovery. So we'll go to my arms. It says mobility. We'll switch it to recovery. If you have too many mods, make sure you just can do that. Next, recovery, and then normal recovery. And let's see the last stat. And the last one is intellect. So we'll just go in my class item and put on intellect. Boom, in intellect. Now this is the exact stats I picked. There's nothing changing. Don't look at my drip. It looks pretty bad. And then after I do that, I literally just go in. I just have it memorized. Kinetic and void. Kinetic, and then we go void. Kinetic, void. And then we go kinetic. Bit already. Oh no, sorry. Recuperation. And then my class item is always the same. And now we pretty much have the Frosties build that I would honestly use in trials. This is honestly a very good build. For stat wise, I don't know about Frosties, but like this is already an insane build. It's good. We got good stats. We have our fragments correct. And yeah. If you have any questions about any more build crafting, comment down below. Make sure to follow and like. I would really appreciate it. And also go to my Twitch in the description, and follow my Twitch in the description. I'll be streaming every day. I'll be streaming trials tonight. And yeah, hopefully you learned something from this, because I feel like a lot of people don't know how to make builds in Destiny 2. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.